Okay, I'm gonna do this other deck. I just got a very important message out of the other deck while I was shuffling and putting it away. It said you need to be comfortable being single before you meet the right person. So I know that I'm comfortable. I'm good. But somebody can use that message, especially when it comes to finding love. I'm gonna try to get a message out of this deck as well. But that's part of, that's obviously a lot of us know that that's part of loving yourself. Because if you crave being with somebody and you are stuck in a third party relationship, you are not committed, you just seeing people or a person, but you know that you don't want to commit to them, even though you might be sleeping with them. It lets you know that you need to leave them alone, get yourself together. If you don't have plans on committing to a person for the right reasons, not just committing to anybody just because, but also for people that still in marriages that the marriages are dying even though they've tried everything, or their relationships are dying. You need to be comfortable with being single. You can't be afraid of separating. You can't, you know how when you go through all the if, ands, and buts, how am I going to support my kids? Where am I going to stay? Uh, the first things that pop up is survival. But you need to be comfortable with being alone so the universe can see what you need to bring in. Because the person that's in your life right now, if you in a third party or failed relationship or marriage or something that is failing, it's because you chose it. You chose it for yourself. Remember that we have free will. You chose it for yourself. You chose your reality. You picked and choose. You pick and chose everything that you wanted in your reality. And now you go into this solitude and you go through this rebirthing process so that you can start to become real with yourself, and you don't maybe look down on or judge things that you know could help you. Because nobody, that's the whole thing. That's why people choose things, because they don't want to work on certain things. They don't want a disciplined person to come in and see that they not disciplined, and you leave your underwear on the floor all the time. Get comfortable until you start picking up your underwear on your own, and now you can have a person around you. Because a lot of people don't like to see how a person is living internally. They want the neatest, cleanest, most organized people are the ones that have the dirtiest minds. I'm not talking about just dirty in the gutter. I'm talking about they could be serial killers. It's all types of stuff. Their mind ain't right. Okay? Because they are heavily invested in materialistic things, because they don't want no people to pry into their life. It's like those are the people that put their phone face down. They got everything organized so they can know if somebody is uh, looking in certain places and stuff like that. Too much for me. So people, I find, this is my personal experience, I find that people that do, I used to do daycare as well. Like, you should check to see if your baby's, if you put 6 diapers in a diaper bag, and that diaper bag come home without, it's only one pamper missing, and you realize that your baby start breaking out in diaper rash, it mean that they not being changed. You know what I'm saying? It's things like that. Or you put food in there and they don't get their snack, or you know what I'm saying, like things like that. It's a lot of situations that I just I saw, and I was like, my eyes can't help but to see into the picture, because it's like they zoom in, they making me zoom in on it. It's not me zooming in on it. They like, pay attention to this. um Another thing I learned is, like, when people disinfect, you usually wipe everything at your level. So you got to get down on your knees or sit down in a chair so you could be at a child's level, because they're going to touch everything below you. So you cleaning up everything where you wash your hands at, but not where the little ones touch. You know what I mean? They might not be grabbing a rail. They might be grabbing the balusters on the banister, like things like that, doorknobs, things that they can get to. But anyway, so yeah, let's see, resilience and a wild card. So they telling somebody, be comfortable with being single first. Sort your situation out and get clear of that, because this veil is thinning, and it's going to be very, very harsh to be forced into seeing what is wrong and what's not working, because it's going to break down really, really bad now. It's going to be very, very harsh. It's going to be intense. So if you're in something that's not working for whatever reason, it don't matter whether it's a relationship, it's going to be shown. If you driving a car that they told you it's time to get a new car, get a new laptop, you lose all your information on the laptop, you got to do your work over again, your car, just everything up with it. Now it costs too much to repair and you got to get a new car. So it's retrograde time, so this is not time to start and initiate things. But if you want to repair things, it's great for that. If you want to review documents, it's great for that. This is not a time to get beauty treatments and stuff like that, because that stuff can end up botched or something happen with it. So, anything concerned with money, love, relationships, it's the time to go inward. Every time a planet retrogrades, just remember it's a time for you to go inward and think about things. With this veil thinning, people are going to be they're going to be forced to go within. And being forced means that you soul searching, but it's in the past tense. So yeah, it's just like, I can feel all this stuff in my chest that I can't even, if I was to try to interpret it to y'all, that's exactly how it be. So it says unconditional memories and reframe your, most of the times when you do shuffle, you're going to see, you're going to see exactly what you're talking about. You're going to get your confirmation. But this is what it's saying. It's like, you want to get comfortable with being alone so that you will never be in a voided space like you are detaching from things that you chose. When you're in a state of flow, you understand when you got to let things go, and you let them go before you forced to let them go. And you know that something good is coming in. You're not looking at it from a place of, because I just saw it was a celebrity that they told me to check out just before this reading, and I'm not gonna say no names because all of them attacking each other right now, and that's just the way it's supposed to be, so that we can witness it from afar before it get close to us, and take the cues and make the things that we need to do, to take the steps that we need to do before we see destruction from a celebrity or a politician perspective. So we got to get in line, if y'all understand what I'm saying. But this celebrity was attacking another celebrity, and I was saying, I know this person is connected to God, right? And I was saying, why they attacking that person? And God was like, they're attacking that person because they keep blocking their forward movement. And I was like, oh, okay, they blocking their forward movement. I said, well, where they trying to go? And then the death card came out, and I was like, I was like, do they have the authority to do that? He said, yes, they do have the authority to do that because they killed this person's mother. And I was like, they did death magic on the person's mother. So they did. He does in fact have authority to go after this other celebrity. And I was just like, so it's a matter of exposing. Things are supposed to happen whether you understand it or not from your perspective. I only ask God because I'm like, he knows that I've always been a person, that's just part of my job, okay? This is just part of my job. Remember, tarot is not I'm a healer, but it's something that he can talk to me and help me to understand the human condition, where all of the things is stemming from. Because these things are ancient diseases, ancient wars that's still going on, that are going to be completely wiped out so we can move forward. Because we all family. There's no this family, that family. It's only two sides. It's only two sides, and it's been a lot of separation, and we got to figure out who's going to come over to the collective side that knows and understands we all family and everything we do affects each other, and who's going to still think that they are separate from the group so that they can be done away with. So, because we got to govern ourselves. These systems that set up the police, we're not going to have this stuff. We're not going to have any of this stuff. No more governance. It's governing yourself. And if you don't govern yourself, you're going to see it instantly. So, let's see. Get comfortable with being yourself. All right, what's that message? Meditation. So, part of that is being comfortable single is talking about your soul being at rest, and being in a state of mind where you learn. It's something here about expression and communication, growing in expression and communication. If you are expressing yourself and communicating in a way to grow anything that you're trying to bring in. So if I want the mailman to stop, no, paperboy, that's my analogy. I have to reach into my head to get these. If I want the paperboy to stop throwing my paper on the uh not at my door. If I want the paperboy to start putting the paper on my porch instead of throwing it at the window, I might start standing at the window every day or standing outside on the porch watching him when he throwing it, and that might affect the way that he throw it when it's at my house, because he never know if I'm watching at the door or at the window, right? Or I might greet him or leave him a treat at the door saying, hey, thank you for throwing my paper at the door, and I put him a little Hershey kiss out there or a Coke. I don't know, I'm just making this up, y'all, but he remembers my route. He remembers me. He don't feel like he just doing a job. You know what I mean? It's like reprogramming another human when it comes to you. It may affect the way he do all the houses, because you don't know what's going on in his personal life. It's not y'all job, but I'm just trying to give y'all analogies. But the problem with being at rest is you are a part of everything that you connected to. I don't care what it is. Is that thing growing? Because if it's not growing, the minute it stops growing, you become enemies to it. There's going to be a way, it's going to be a change in how you communicate and how you express yourself if it's not growing with you. And how you'll know it's growing with you is if it's working and it's lightening the load. Is it a team effort? Is it a family effort? Is it a community effort? You know what I mean? If I'm washing the dishes, even if you come in and say, do you need anything? And I say no, that's still growth. You might come in there and start drying dishes or taking out the trash anyway, just because you know that's part of my routine. So that's wherever I'm just pulling this message. When it comes to being comfortable with being alone, you got to make sure that you're working with yourself, because you got an invisible partner, your higher self, this is your conscious. And when you by yourself and you get comfortable with being alone, this is where people have the issue, because it's like they don't want to be alone, because all their thoughts get to going, and they start bringing up all the past, and the past is important, because if it's bringing up the past, especially if it's things that's been over with your mother, father, job, how it's because those things is unresolved, and a person just go out and numb themselves, or go jump in another relationship, or go to something else just so they can ignore it. It's trying to come up so it can be resolved, so you can work with yourself. You are your best friend. That your conscious, your higher self, that's who go to work. That's who do everything with you that don't nobody else want to do. Go to work. When you sick, it's there telling you, we could do this. Get out of bed. Let's go get some orange juice. All of those positive thoughts. You talking to God the whole time. That's your best friend. Okay. So people like this that just want to, they're not making life easier. It's like your soul is telling you, I want to get out of this situation. I want to get away from this thing, because I really don't like it. I feel more stressed than I do happy. So you got to figure out where it's coming from. And most of the time you got to go sit out in nature. Meditation is good, but you meditate in all different forms. Go off to yourself. Sometimes you might go to a hotel for a weekend, maybe a bed and breakfast, because a hotel is like, what you can exercise, you can swim, you can get sleep and peace, especially if you got kids and stuff, and you can have a spa day, anything to relax your mind, because when you under stress, you in desperate mode, and you can't think clearly, you don't eat. It's like meditation is important. That's why I said a soul at rest is very important. So so this right here says, choose to be here. Surrender to where you are now, and your life will miraculously turn out the way you want. But these cards are just saying be present. And the fact that the 35 is behind this 36 to me is just numbers talk to me. But it's just saying that it's a couple messages. The first message is just saying simply be present. Too far in the future or too far in the past. You think about woulda, coulda, shoulda, about something that's left, and you don't have any feedback from that, haven't had any feedback. And the future is, we don't even have the money to buy that. We still need to get dental work. We need to fix our knee, our hip been broken, the wheels falling off the car. It's things that you have to fix before to get, you need a ride to even get to uh, whether you're going to date a person, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You need to exercise, things like that. Because most of the time when you're on your journey, you meet people that propel you further into the future. You don't just try to forecast the future and you ain't got none of the other steps taken care of. So expect a miracle. It's going to keep you hopeful, especially if your mind is clear and you in the present moment. You got people working with you. It says you are not a victim of your DNA. So that's really, really good. A lot of us is either broke generational curses or are in the process of breaking generational curses. The reason that we kept meeting the same kind of people and doing the same type of thing and believing the same garbage is because it's been instilled in us. And the only way for us to do that is break tradition, no matter if it hurt people's feelings. Like, lots of discipline. But have hope, because you want to make it fun. You don't want to make it like, ugh, you know. Life and death. Do we really die? Let me see what I'm getting off this card. It's just saying, so it's just telling me that right now, y'all, in the present moment, whoever I'm talking to, I don't know if it's a collective of people, but the reading I just posted, a lot of y'all are in between. I want to call it in between worlds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it here, right? Because it's just saying y'all in the process. Do you give life to a situation or do you kill it? A lot of the collective has to get comfortable with death. They have to get comfortable with death. This is how you have new beginnings. You cannot have anything new unless you in something. You can't. It's impossible. Everything has to die. Think about the seasons or anything else. Everything has to die. Even in families, some people got to die. Like, I done seen people lose pets, and I talked them through it, but I'm talking through the perspective of my grief is absent because it's not me, but I can make them that promise because I've been through several deaths that have felt the same. The pain is the same, but the circumstances is different, if y'all understand what I'm saying. And I'm simply saying, you go through your grieving process, but try not to stay in the old paradigms, dimensions of emotions. They're outdated. They're outdated, and it's just outdated. Okay, whatever the five senses was, they're being upgraded. So you got the five senses. Most of those five senses is connected to the seven sins, and you got to graduate above that. So you have to look at everything as a part of your reality. You have to look at everybody as family. You're not going to do that right away, but it's a bunch of processes of death that take place. Okay, so if you understand this, you can be a leader in your own life. That means that you're going to be a pioneer. I don't know nobody that died together. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's happened, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Like, you can't die with nobody. I'm saying, like, you can't. So it's a personal process. Nobody is going to be able to connect with you on this. But y'all between worlds, it's like, do you kill a situation or do you continue in it? Some of y'all actually letting go of people, whether y'all know it or not. It's a lot of people making an exit right now. It's a lot, and it's about to It's about to be a huge wave. A thing that I was gonna say is I saw people lose pets, and those pets was only there until a human companion can come into that person's world, and they were so connected to their dog and they loved it. That's never gonna go away. But a lot of people can't even see the future companion or understand that that pet was there to get them through whatever their process, their journey was. But that's how I see it. I see a lot of people that's what their pets are there for, and they can't see that if they don't understand that process of life and death. You know what I mean? It's very rare for you to be able to keep everything in your reality if it was it was free will. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you chose it, the odds are, if it's not working and you know it's not working, it's still hurting you, and it's not changing consistently, then it's going to be forced out your life. But if it's something that is growing with you consistently and the relationship is still intact, like, let's say your kids, you know what I mean? Maybe your kids' relationship was wobbly because another parent was around and they wasn't healing. You get rid of not get rid of the other parent, but the other parent leaves, and then your relationship gets better. Some things can become balanced after you remove whatever's throwing off the situation. You know what I mean? Moving, changing the job, blah 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 blah. But some people are actually transitioning. So there is somebody that here that knows that they having a spiritual enlightenment, and they specifically thinking about that, because this is a dead person right here. They having flashbacks of like their family and stuff. They thinking about it. Just hold on, y'all. Let me process this. So one other thing. Some of y'all are going to be talking to people. Now, okay. Some of y'all are going to smell reincarnations that are dying. Very foul smell. Okay? I already mentioned that to y'all. Some of y'all going to smell bad spirits with people that are transitioning. Some of y'all are going to have telepathic communication, because this is what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all can talk to the dead. Some of y'all going to have telepathic communication with a person before they cross over. So most of the time they moved out of your way or from you so that they can go through the process without being in your presence on purpose. It's because this is like a process, y'all. Like, you're going to develop telepathic communication where sometimes those people that treated you wrong, it's a completely different thing in the flesh and crossing over. I done already tested that theory a couple of times because it's been multiple deaths. But they end up being guides on the other side for y'all. While they go through their transition and process, they talking to you and paving the way for you. So that's here, because somebody's thinking about their family. And they thinking about their family in a much better way on their way out than they are when they was actually in physical form. Because I feel like it was painful for this person to live here, and they want somebody strong. That's all they're saying. They want somebody strong to lead their family. Like if it is another counterpart chosen. So. This person is definitely between worlds, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, like, some of y'all are too, because y'all like are in relationships that y'all, or situations that, like I said, that y'all. I know I'm getting a channeling. It is heavy in my chest and it's expanding, but whatever this expansion is, it's almost going out. It's a pull like this. Somebody trying to hold on, but they crossing over. So this is somebody. I'm saying they did, but they're dying. Okay. Now, it just me. It's almost like they want to say something, but I cannot understand what they're saying because I'm still developing this thing. It is, I don't know, whatever it is coming online, but it was something that I wanted to say. I don't know. I can't remember. If it come back to me. I don't know. It's like, okay, so all right, now it's coming back to me. So I was trying to get a message to y'all, but at the same time, I got my head and my chest going off. It's this person. But the message I was trying to tell y'all about people that's in between situations. Y'all are also in between worlds. One thing was significant to Scorpio and water signs in particular. If you're or somebody you know is a Scorpio or a water sign, is what the message is. Y'all stay in a relationships way too long. Y'all stay in a relationship after it has expired. You know it has expired, and it does make you look cold-blooded, but you have to detach your emotions. We're not talking about somebody that's heartless and ghosting. We're talking about somebody that knows that it's like telepathic communication between you and source that says this relationship is not progressing forward not the way you want it to, this person is not growing. And it gets so heavy that you feel guilt. That's what it is. It's saying something heavy, heavy weight of guilt. That must be the message that's trying to come through. It's talking about heavy, heavy guilt. You start feeling and absorbing and holding that guilt for letting that person go. Because most water signs deal with parent and child relationships. I don't care who a water sign is with. That is a mother and a father, mother, son, mother, daddy, daughter, whatever it is. It's that dynamic. It's always a parent and child dynamic. So it's a lot of guilt in those relationships, and that can make your heart extremely heavy. The problem with a heavy heart is you will be up out of here if you don't take heed to listening what source is telling you. There you go. Because I couldn't. Whoo, Lord. Spiritual lesson. Spiritual lesson for you and that person. I don't know why they're telling me about water so much, but I'm just saying the connection to the underworld is another water thing. I don't care what water you are. Either you connected to the underworld or the upper realms. The spirit on either side. But just know everybody is a mirror. But specifically, it's just heavier for water signs is what they saying me. Everybody is a mirror. So that's why I said don't ghost and don't be manipulative. Because whatever they didn't grow in, you ain't growing it either. So if you go into another relationship and those themes keep being cyclical and coming around, it's because you need to heal some type of parent and child wound inside yourself. Okay. So yeah, this is saying somebody cheating, but this I forgot whether this is a cheater or a leopard. It don't matter because I'm not thinking about it. But I would advise against joining any secret groups, sororities, fraternities, anything where it's exclusive. I would advise against it because whatever this is here in this reading. I don't know what it is, but this is here in this reading. It's just a warning, and it's saying beware of anybody that is trying to cut corners. Don't try to do anything exclusive where it's a pyramid scheme or something that says if you do this, you get this on these conditions or terms, because this is not good. This cutting corners is a spiritual lesson. Somebody is having enlightenment because there's somebody here. There was a lot of somebodies in secret societies, because y'all know now that's just where we are. Everything, all the cloaking is failing. It's all falling. No moon magic, no magic, none of that stuff is working, because I got this channeling earlier too. I was standing in the kitchen, and it's just like before my mind. God was like, he said, he gave everybody gifts, right? He gave everybody gifts specifically. These are specific groups, though. He gave groups. The twin flames was what he was talking about. But he said, who said use your gifts for personal gain? Everybody had gifts. Some of them is just getting activated. It looked like they was handicapped like a video game. The person didn't know how to use their gifts, or wasn't activated on purpose. That's a fail safe, just in case the people that's put here with gifts do not pour into the collective to shift the consciousness in the right way. If you make it exclusive for certain people, if they do things on condition, how is that ever going to be equal and balanced? That's why everything is falling. So he was saying they had their gifts first, and they used it all. They used it all for personal gain, and now their primordial fire is no more. They don't have any more. You using your heart your heart is what you using for your gifts. And if you use it against another person, because that's what you're doing, if you do that, if you exclude yourself from the family, the global family, that's what happened. You shave all of your time down to nothing. What's at the bottom? A higher power. So it's a disconnect here because somebody tried to cheat. You can't cheat. The exclusivity that they got, they use their gifts from a God, right? Down here in the 3D realm for 3D things. This 3D realm don't got nothing to do with God unless it's the earth. The houses called, anything on top of it don't matter. They ain't got nothing to do with him. That's why it's being cleared out. That has nothing. That's man. So They disconnected. It's a spiritual lesson. Somebody was mirroring somebody's spirituality. That's why I call it a twin flame, because it's a lesson. Somebody being cut loose. I'm gonna show y'all. Because all I do is get mirrors. That's why I talk to God through numbers. See, 4 and 4. Somebody was mirroring their spirituality. They didn't look at the person. They looked at a person and said, "Oh, you not enlightened. You don't know how to use magic." I'm just giving y'all examples. You not stable. I'm stable. I got a house. I got a car. You not stable. You work too hard. That's the mirroring. 4 and 4 and 7. They was mirroring spirituality. So here's when this mirror comes in back here, because you don't cheat. See, 16. That's 7. Here's the other mirror. One person is being cut loose. This 7 is being cut loose. They're being separated. You're not going to die together. Only one person. Whoever is being cut loose is because they've outgrown or they've passed the lesson the right way. So I'm going to read this going to distance, and then I'm in this. But somebody is just still codependent. They haven't learned a lesson. They're not comfortable with being alone. You got to know you your best friend. I know I do. I know I'm my best friend. That's because most of us that went through this type of trauma, they don't have no choice. We don't have no choice but to be our best friend. It says essential meanings. It says endurance, strength, the long haul. The Oracle's message: to bring your dream to life, you must think long term and pay no attention to the fluctuations in the current of your experience. Joy and disappointment commingle with opportunities, so there is no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Life is not a sprint. This card is a reminder that you have endurance, strength, and fortitude to carry you all the way. So that's what I'm saying. Secret societies, people had it. That's why I add all of them in, because fraternities and sororities, the fire department is a fraternity. The police department is a fraternity. They're secret societies, things that are exclusive. If you do this, if you overlook this, if you put this paperwork in, if I give you this money to watch this person, if I give you this money so you can do spell work against that person, if I give you this, you give me that, what I'm going to do is fast track you. I'm going to put your name on the list and I'm going to fast track you. That's called cutting corners. You using your spirituality against another person and you're not doing the research, it's going to be it's they being cut loose. This is inevitable. It's not like this cosmic order. This universal law, that's where we at. So, y'all know I talk about this all the time. I'm just trying to open it up where people don't think that somebody in no dungeon with a gavel. It's like, it's a lot of people that got gifts that the secret society is just the family that they was born into. They knew who to pick on, and police is outside. They knew who to pick on, and they just harped on that, and everybody jumped on that one person and took advantage of whatever and just kept taking. It's like, it could be real simple. But yeah. So it says life is not a sprint. This card is a reminder that you have the endurance, strength, and fortitude to carry you all the way. Remain true to yourself. Your authenticity alone will keep you in alignment with your energy, with the energy of miracles. What is yours will never be withheld from you. Remember that. Whatever you will never, you can never lose. People can take stuff away from you. It's going to loop back around in another form. I never feel like I'm losing anything. That's why I give things away for free. For what? Everything's supposed to be free down here. Who invented money? Learning for free? Do I really think it's a privilege that they put you in school and you pay for school and you're the first one to go to college? No, they make it seem that way. We was taught way before the schooling system got invented. That was just to strip the family down. And have your kid in a building far away from you, should all of this stuff that's popping off now where you need them close to you. Man, I'm just trying to tell y'all. Relationship message. You either are in or are calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. For better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth, you are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean there will never be a wrong note played, but the relationship is marked by endurance and the dedication to overall unity. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the sympathy of love will play on. Listen to your heart. Isn't it magnificent? So there's another thing here. Twin flame relationships. Twin flame relationships. Think of it more like a family than not family. Think of twin flames more, even if it's an intimate partner, Think of it more like your brother or your sister. Okay? And I know that's crazy, but that's the only analogy I can give y'all for right now, because you run in parallel with these people. Some of these people are mates. Some of them are not. Some of them are just here to start businesses, encourage you, or get you where they're going, be your security. It's all types of stuff. So they can be in contrast to you, but they will work with you. The tandem is important. They shouldn't contrast you where your stuff go down and you carrying more of a load. It should be in tandem. It should be a perfect balance. I'm saying perfect because y'all understand what I'm saying. So it's a lot of twin flames that's waking up now, that's joining the collective with the things that we need. So a lot of y'all was operating parallel to each other in healing or mirroring, just like it's a lot of mirroring. That's why y'all see so many mirrors in my read. It says your most precious dreams are not about instant gratification, but enduring prosperity. This is the time to think long term and engage in continued action. You will experience momentum building as you translate the ebb and flow into slow and steady movement forward. Your efforts, ideas, and hard work now can lead to greater riches than you can imagine. I just got a download. It keep telling you slow and steady wins the race. Everybody is in their own pace right now, so you're not gonna see me sitting up here doing all the zodiac signs. I ain't got the energy for that. God did not set me up like that. He never set me up to uh uh what do you call it, churn something out like that, because I don't do it. Because whatever I absorb or whatever, I gotta transmute that energy. And if I'm transmuting it for whatever, I can already feel that before I get on. So it's gonna put me down longer. So whatever come out is whatever come out. That's what he wants you to know. Um, so if you think they was running some type of something through, especially through the tarot community, where it was a competition, but it's been in, I know the United States, it's global. You know, division, comparing, and competing. It's been a global thing. We're better, Olympics, blah blah blah. That that was heavily injected into the tarot community. Also, women and men, as far as relationships, and this is what you need to look like, and this is what you need to have. No, go ahead. You're gonna start to find yourself come back from that rat race, because you're just simply not gonna feel like it. The motivation to go in the wrong direction that you didn't know was the wrong direction is gone now. It's like, okay, have fun. Say that for the young people. They ain't even got time for it. Anyway, it says a new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't it magnificent? Prosperity message. Your most precious dreams, your most precious dreams are not about instant gratification, but enduring prosperity. This is a time to think long term and engage in continued action. Where did I leave it from? Okay, I'm going to keep reading. You will experience momentum building as you translate the ebb and flow into slow and steady movement forward. Your efforts, ideas, and hard work now can lead to greater riches than you can imagine. Stoke the fire so that an uninterrupted stream of energy is available to support you in all phases of manifestation. Be assured that you are in the right place right now. So that's exactly what I said. I just didn't read the rest of the book, but that's what I was saying. Don't stay at your own pace. You jump on somebody else's back, and climbing the ladder to success is no end to that. Money always make you thirsty. That's why it was invented. It's something that you will always want and need. It's no end to that. And no thank you. It says protection message. Do you feel as if you have been wandering in the desert now for ages and ages and nothing is happening? When you conjure up the image of a desert, you picture parched lips, sunburned skin, and mirages. But there is more to it than that. Amid the hot sands and creatures that Among the hot sands are creatures with resilient spirits, tough skins, and willingness to burrow deep underground for water so that they may thrive. This is the time of developing survival skills and resilience. You are learning how to conserve your strength, and in this temporary time of austerity, it's wise to be selective about where you expend your energy. Listen to the call of your soul because it will never lead you astray. This is an important time for letting go of what's not important. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are going to be reaching for God now. The things that we're going to see and witness just in nature alone. takes your mind off of other people and celebrities and stuff like that. It's like, wait a minute now. You said a tornado will be here in 2 seconds. What? The earth is cracked in half. Oh my goodness, it's a flood coming. You less involved with the stuff that ain't gonna have nothing to do with your salvation or saving your soul. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, people that's in this desperate mode, let them. They're desperate and they ain't none of your business. It's not, let them have it because it's not for you. Whatever they chasing is part of their reality. So your body will tell you. That's why meditation is very, very important. And it's a lot of people separating from people that are desperate. They're desperate because their situations are ending. It's just that two people in the same spaces, offices, they know that their time is up. Something is coming. They don't know what it is because they disconnected from God. They got to get back to it. And there's other people in those situations with those people like, ooh, I feel something coming. Let me just get away from you. So that's it. Thank you.